Hey fellas, Byakko once again. Welcome to my 15th installment of Byakko Vlogs. But before I talk about a bunch of things of what's been going on and what games I've played, yada yada, I want to say I hope you all had a nice Christmas and a happy New Year's. And I had a really good Christmas at my uncle's house. For dinner we had seafood like fish, fried shrimp, fried calamari, shrimp scampi, regular shrimp where you dip it in cocktail sauce, and of course, sushi. And on Christmas Day, I had lasagna, prime rib, sweet potatoes, and a tomato topped with fresh sliced mozzarella. On New Year's Eve, we had fried calamari, shrimp, little hot dogs in a blanket, calzones, and pizza for dinner. And on New Year's Day, lasagna, leftover shrimp, and fried calamari. Now that I've talked about my Christmas and New Year's, it's time for me to kick off 2012 with this vlog and talk about a couple things. First off, movies that I've watched. Which films have I seen lately? Well, it's none other than Cars 2. I've seen the first Cars movie, which I got for Christmas in 2006. I loved it. And I finally saw the second film, watched it 3 times, and it's a really good film. It's about Lightning McQueen and his buddy Mater head overseas to compete in the World Grand Prix, and Mater himself has an intriguing adventure of his own. Next, I've seen 2 Pokemon films on Cartoon Network. One, the Zoroark film, and the Pokemon Black movie. Seen them only once. I have to say the Zoroark film was decent, except it had a melodramatic story. And as for Pokemon Black, Victini, and Reshiram, it was way better than Zoroark. I've also revisited the 1990 live-action TMNT film, and let me tell ya, I absolutely love that film to this day. I bought this on VHS 2 years ago at a garage sale. The movie was dark, a little violent, sort of like the big kids version of it, and yes, there was some swearing like Raphael saying damn and Donatello saying bitchin'. Yes, he actually said that in that film. Not to mention it felt like it was closer to the comics. Any other films I've revisited? Yes, one of the 4 Scooby-Doo films to be exact. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost, Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invasion, and last but not least, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. I used to watch these movies as a kid when they were on Cartoon Network, and I still do to this day. I find these movies fun to watch, and yes, they were animated in Japan. I also recognize a bunch of voice actors who voiced in these films, like Joe Alasky, who voiced Plucky Duck on Tiny Toons, did the voice of the officer from Cyber Chase.
It might as well be. I've been here for 20 years, and there's never been any trouble on my watch.
Mary Kay Bergman, who voiced Dr. Blight on Captain Planet, did the voice of Daphne in these 3 films, I believe.
Thanks, Chris. You know, the real reason I changed jobs was because the monsters and ghosts always turned out to be bad guys in a mask.
B.J. Ward, who did the voice of, yes, the voice of Hagar on Voltron, voiced Velma in those films.
Number 24, The Creepy Clown Town? Got it. Number 25, Menace at Mummy Manor? Got it.
And for all you Ninja Turtle fans out there, you're gonna love this. Cam Clark, who voiced Leonardo, Rocksteady, and Mung, did the voice of the gardener on Zombie Island.
Hey, you mutt! I just planted those!
And Pete Renaday, who voiced Splinter and General Trag, did the voice of McKnight on With the Witch's Ghost.
Here, have a t-shirt before my store sells out. You can wear it to the concert tomorrow.
Now that I've talked about a bunch of movies that I've seen and revisited, it's time to talk about a bunch of games that I've played and revisited. And that game would be Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64. I haven't played this game for such a long time, and I had so much fun with it when I was 15. There's a lot of fun stuff you can play, such as mini games, the stadium, free battle, and my most favorite, Gym Leader Castle. Yes, I even revisited Pokemon Stadium 2. Had some fun with that game as well when I was 16. And speaking of Nintendo 64, I've been playing this console for a few years. I got it for Christmas in 1996 and I had a lot of fun with it. I've played a couple of games that I own like Mario 64 and the like, plus other games I've never played and owned like Banjo-Tooie, Pokemon Puzzle League, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Used to have fun with that game. It was frickin' awesome, but sadly I don't have it anymore. I first played Turok with a friend back in 1997. I have revisited Pokemon Blue version for the Game Boy. Haven't played that for a while. Back then, when I was 14, I was hooked with Pokemon. I have beaten both Red and Blue quite a few times, and I have completed Blue version yet again. Now I'm heading to the Unknown Dungeon to get Mewtwo and a couple of Pokemon that were not seen in the Blue version in order to get all 150. And you know what they say, gotta catch 'em all. I might revisit Seasons 1 and 2 of the Pokemon anime and probably revisit Johto when I have time, because right now I'm working on my next review at the moment and it'll be coming up pretty soon. So I can't tell you what it is and you might want to wait until it comes out. Before I end this vlog, I know what you're going to say. Did you get anything for Christmas, Byakko? Yes, Kirby's Return to Dreamland. And let me tell ya, I had tons of fun with this game. You can play as Kirby, King Dedede, Meta Knight, and Waddle Dee. So far, I just completed the whole game 5 days ago, and I've also unlocked a lot of things such as copy ability rooms plus extra mode. I've also played Sonic Generations, which I got for Christmas as well, and I gotta tell ya, I had lots of fun with it. Plus, it felt nostalgic bringing back the stages from the classic games, also classic Sonic teaming up with modern Sonic. So how far am I? Well, it was my first time playing this game, and I have to unlock 3 locks to battle against the first boss, and that's pretty much it. Well, that concludes the 15th installment of Byakko's vlog. Till then, this is Byakko saying have a happy New Year's, and as always, Roger and out.